Kansai University's track and field team. In other words, everybody who's living here in the dorms right now is a member of that very team.
At number 10, we find Run with the Wind. Imagine being a former ace runner who finds himself in a bit of trouble. That's exactly what happens to Kakeru Kurahara when he's chased out of a convenience store for shoplifting. Just when he thinks things can't get any worse, he crosses paths with Haiji Kiyoshi, a fellow student who sees potential in Kakeru's remarkable speed and agility. Haiji persuades Kakeru to move into Chikusei-su, a dilapidated apartment filled with a motley crew of quirky residents. Reluctantly accepting the offer after losing his apartment deposit at a mahjong parlor, Kakeru soon discovers that this is no ordinary living situation. Haiji unveils that the apartment serves as the dormitory for the Kansai University Track Club, and he's determined to assemble a team to compete in the prestigious Hakone Ekiden, one of Japan's most renowned university marathon relay races. The catch? Most of the other residents are complete novices when it comes to running, and none of them seem remotely interested in Haiji's ambitious plan. With only months until the big race, will Kakeru and Haiji be able to rally the others and turn this wild dream into reality?
Darwin's game.
Next up at number 9, we have Darwin's Game. High school student Kaneme Sudu thought he was just accepting a simple game invite from a classmate. What could go wrong, right? Well, as soon as he opens the app, things take a shocking turn when a snake literally emerges from his phone and bites him on the neck, knocking him unconscious. When he wakes up, there's no sign of the bite, and the school tells him to take it easy for the rest of the day. Brushing off the bizarre incident as a hallucination, he heads home and can't help but open the app again. At first glance, it seems like your typical mobile battle game, so Kaname decides to dive in and start his first match. But in the blink of an eye, the game becomes terrifyingly real. His opponent appears in front of him, armed with a knife, ready to hunt him down in the real world. Suddenly, Kaname realizes Darwin's Game isn't just a virtual competition. It's a brutal fight for survival with real consequences where every decision could be his last. This intense mix of action, strategy, and survival keeps you hooked from the very start.
自分のことも理解する。俺の名は坂井戸。大事なのは俺が名探偵であること。そして俺はこの子、カエルちゃんの死の謎を解かねばならないということだ。
At number 8, we have It Invaded. Imagine a system so advanced that it allows you to enter one of the most mysterious places in existence, the human mind. That's exactly what the Mizuonomi system does. Using cognition particles left behind at crime scenes, detectives from a special police unit can dive into a virtual world known as an IID well, where they navigate the criminal's unconscious mind. Their mission? To piece together the bizarre stream of thoughts and uncover the culprit's identity. But there's a catch. Not just anyone can enter these ID wells. You have to be a murderer yourself. Enter Akihito Narihisago, a former detective who, after experiencing personal tragedy, crossed the line and became a killer. Now known as Sakaido inside the ID wells, Narihisago works from the shadows, assisting the police despite being confined for his own crimes. As he continues to solve the puzzles hidden within these psychological planes, Narihisago begins to unravel a deeper and more sinister truth behind the seemingly isolated murder cases. This mind-bending blend of detective work, psychological tension, and sci-fi thrills makes for an unforgettable experience that leaves you questioning reality and morality with every episode.
あの頃とは全部変わっちまったってこと。
金太。
いや、一番変わっちまったのは
メンマちゃん。
なんだよな。
At number 7, we have Anohana. Jinta Yodomi spends his days as a recluse, skipping school and losing himself in video games, far removed from the world around him. But one summer afternoon, his peaceful isolation is interrupted by the sudden appearance of his childhood friend, Menma. She's as lively and persistent as ever, asking Jinta to fulfill a forgotten wish. The problem? Menma tragically passed away years ago. At first, Jinta brushes it off, thinking it's just a heat-induced hallucination. But the more he interacts with Menma, the more he realizes that her presence is real. Her ghost has returned, and she won't rest until her wish is granted. This brings Jinta face to face with his past as he reconnects with his childhood friends, a group that has drifted apart since Menma's untimely death. As they come together to lay Menma's spirit to rest, they're forced to confront long-buried emotions of guilt, pain, and regret. It's a powerful journey, not just to help Menma move on, but for each of them to find healing and closure in their own lives.
ねえ、ここはユートピアなのかな？それとも地獄？
At number 6, we find Sunny Boy. Imagine being a high school student, going about your usual day when suddenly your entire school building is thrown into a void-like dimension. That's the terrifying reality faced by 36 students who find themselves completely cut off from the world as they know it. As if being trapped in an alternate dimension wasn't enough, some of the students start developing supernatural powers, and things quickly spiral out of control. With these new abilities come conflict and division. The student council tries to maintain order, but tension rises as the powered students rebel against their strict rules. What begins as a fight for leadership and control soon turns into a desperate struggle for survival as they discover that this strange world has its own rules, rules that must be followed if they want any chance of staying alive.
パーソナルネームアンダーテイカーです。
ブラディレーナ・ミディーゼ少佐をハンドラーに任命する。
最後の任務まで全力を尽くします。
それはいいニュースね。早速お悔やみ申し上げます、ハンドラーは。
Entering our top 5, we have 86. The Republic of San Magnolia claims its war against the Empire is casualty-free, but that's far from the truth. While the privileged live safely behind walls, those deemed unworthy are cast into a secret 86th district and forced to fight against the Empire's deadly legion. These fighters, the 86, are treated as disposable tools under the control of distant military handlers. Vladilena Malizi, a compassionate handler, is assigned to the Spearhead Squadron, a group of 86 soldiers. Unlike others, she fights for their dignity, even as her beliefs isolate her within the Republic's military. On the battlefield, she meets Shanae Nuzen, the grim leader of Spearhead, infamous for surviving every squad he's led, while carrying the weight of his fallen comrades' memories. As these two come together, their bond sparks a story of survival, sacrifice, and the human cost of war. Will their connection lead them to salvation, or will the flames of battle consume them both?
お父さん、よう言うてたわな。お皿洗って後片付け終わるまでが料理やって。
At number 4, we have Summertime Rendering. After the tragic death of his parents, Shinpei Ajiro was taken in by the Kofun family, growing up alongside their two daughters, Mio and Ushio. But life takes another devastating turn when Shinpei, who had left the island for Tokyo, returns home after hearing the heartbreaking news of Ushio's drowning while trying to save a little girl. What should have been a somber farewell at the funeral quickly takes a darker turn when Shinpei's best friend shares disturbing news. There are suspicious bruises on Ushio's neck, raising the possibility that her death wasn't an accident after all. With suspicions of foul play swirling, Shinpei starts re-examining everything that's happened recently, but the deeper he digs, the stranger things become. As the mystery deepens, Mio recalls an eerie old folktale about shadows, beings that supposedly herald a person's death if they see their own. It soon becomes clear that this isn't just an old superstition, and Shinpei must confront the island's dark secrets.
お前はパーを出して負けたんだ。
5本指全部よこせよ。どれにしようかな。
Taking the third spot, we have Tomodachi Game. High school student Yuichi Katagiri has always valued his close-knit group of friends. His circle consists of 4 classmates who have stuck by each other through thick and thin. But everything changes when the funds for the upcoming school trip are mysteriously stolen, leaving tension in its wake. Shiho and Makoto, who were in charge of the money, suddenly start distancing themselves from the rest of the class. Things take a darker turn when Yuichi and his friends are tricked into meeting up, only to be knocked unconscious by an unknown group. When they wake up, they find themselves trapped in a sterile white room with a sinister figure named Manabu-kun, who delivers a shocking revelation. One of them has lured the others into this situation to pay off a massive personal debt of 20 million yen. The only way to clear the debt is by participating in a series of intense psychological games that challenge not just their minds, but their trust in one another. With their friendship and humanity on the line, Yuichi and the others must work together to survive the brutal challenges. This gripping story dives deep into the dark side of human nature, testing the limits of friendship, loyalty, and survival in ways you won't see coming. At number 2, we have beautiful anime Violet Evergarden. After 4 long years of conflict, the Great War comes to an end, leaving the continent of Telesis fractured yet slowly healing. Among those affected is Violet Evergarden, a young girl raised solely to be a weapon in battle. Hospitalized and maimed during the war's final leg, she is haunted by the last words of the person she held dearest, words she struggles to understand. Now recovering and seeking purpose after a falling out with her guardian family, Violet discovers the role of an auto-memory doll, individuals who transcribe thoughts and feelings into heartfelt letters. Inspired by this ability to connect people through words, she embarks on a journey as an auto-memory doll. Through her interactions with clients, each with their own stories and emotions, Violet reshapes their lives while embarking on a path of self-discovery. This anime beautifully explores the healing power of words and the significance of human connection, making it a deeply resonant experience for viewers.
I just love to ride my bike.
No longer confined to Earth, now we had learned to fly.
He's a man transformed. He's recovered from cancer and turned into bloody Superman.
What are you so obsessed with?
And finally, at number 1, we proudly present Hajime no Ippo. Meet Makunuchi Ippo, a high school student who has faced relentless bullying throughout his life. Always stuck running errands and enduring beatings from his classmates, Ippo dreams of transforming himself, but struggles to find the motivation to take action. Everything changes when he finds himself on the receiving end of yet another assault, only to be saved by Takamura Mamoru, a charismatic boxer with an eye for talent. After Ippo faints from his injuries, he awakens in the Kamogawa boxing gym, a place that seems to hold the promise of a new life. Surrounded by the sights and sounds of boxing, he feels awe and amazement, yet his lack of confidence keeps him from pursuing his dreams. But Takamura has other plans. He places a photo of one of Ippo's bullies on a punching bag and pushes Ippo to unleash his frustration. In that moment, something inside Ippo stirs. He realizes that boxing might be the path to reclaiming his strength and self-worth. After initially doubting his potential, Takamura challenges Ippo with a seemingly impossible task, giving him a 1-week deadline to prove himself. With a burning desire to grow stronger, Ippo throws himself into training with an unwavering determination. This anime beautifully captures the spirit of perseverance and the transformative power of sports, making it a series that deserves recognition. Thanks for joining me on this journey through some of the most underrated anime that deserve your attention. Each of these series offers something unique, whether it's compelling characters, intense storylines, or heartfelt moments that resonate long after the credits roll. If you found any new titles to add to your watch list or have your own underrated favorites, be sure to share them in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and recommendations. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, keep exploring the vast world of anime, and remember that sometimes the hidden gems are the ones that shine the brightest. See you next time.